Hi, this is the little dwarf playing games while rambling incoherently into the microphone. Why? Well, just because I can, and I continue with Deus Ex Human Revolution Blind. Now, last time, Hugh Darrow has unleashed the cyber apocalypse by causing every augmented person to go insane, basically. Or at least every augmented person who upgraded the biochip.
What the hell's going on out there? Broadcast frequencies are going haywire.
Malik, is that you? Where are you?
Coming into visual range of Singapore now. Been in the air since Pritchard first pinged you.
Good timing. I'm heading for a hangar bay to open the roof. I'll need an emergency extraction.
Roger that. I'm on my way.
I probably need to take care of the enemies first, before I'll be able to call in the chopper. But it looks like I can't. Damn it, I hope she's not going to kill them, because it looks like I can't exit this. I need to click this. So is she simply going to land?
Hey Jensen! Looks like you could use some help!
No, not kill them!
I see the scientist, Jensen. I'm landing nearby. And I think Dr. Reed wants to speak to you. Hang on. Hello? Adam? We're all fine, but you have to get to Panchea and stop Hugh.
You and I aren't done with this, Megan.
I know how it looks, but you have to stop the broadcast. I think it's causing the new biochips to overstimulate the vagus nerve, creating terrifying hallucinations.
You mean it's driving augmented people insane?
Yes, and it's up to you to stop it. Use the Leo shuttle. It will take you to Panchea. Good luck, Adam.
Damn it, she killed them. No. I wonder if I could have done something different? If I could have stopped her or take care of them myself. Because I couldn't open the door. I could just click this and then she landed. So, damn it. I'm kind of annoyed at that. Like, I understand that for her it's probably not a big deal. But for me it kind of is. So what am I supposed to do? Use the shuttle. Wait, suborbital shuttle? I'm literally going to use a space shuttle to travel to the Arctic? How does that make sense? Like, why wouldn't... It's kind of weird. Well, I guess let's do it.
Automated systems online. Darrow sequence 1, code 1, 1A, preset and ready to engage. Suborbital trajectory plotted. Destination Panchea. Begin countdown, Mr. Darrow.
Begin countdown.
Code 000. Confirm 0. Countdown commencing. Stand by for liftoff. Electrodynamic launch assist sequence commencing. Beginning descent.
Jensen? Jensen, can you read me?
Barely. I've reached Panchea, Pritchard. Any word from Sarah for the UN delegates?
Nothing. The installation went into lockdown shortly after Darrow gave his speech. I can't tell if anyone's even alive. And the signal's still broadcasting.
Meaning no one's safe till I get in there and shut it down.
You'll have to disengage the lockdown first. Look for a master control panel at the top of the tower.
And I guess those are the helicopters used by the various UN delegates. You've got like Great Britain here, Japan, Canada, Okay, I guess I stepped into the fire. It's a good thing I'm electrics proof. Where am I? Well, I guess I am. Ah, those are probably EMP mines. I guess I'm not immune to regular mines though. Okay, I guess this is a dead end. Ah, there's a mine in the vent. Okay, I need to get to the top of the tower, so going up is a good sign. I guess maybe I can detonate the... Maybe I can detonate the mines by shooting them? Yep, well I guess I didn't think about it because I usually don't use weapons at all. I didn't see that in time. This stage kind of reminds me like of a horror game, you know. It's really quiet and empty, and you find a lot of bodies, and there is this threat of like basically almost like zombies, because they behave in quite a similar way to archetypical zombies, at least judging from the short recording I saw. Hyron. Manual override. Temporary lockdown. Wait, what? What's this about? Apparently it's an automatically generated message, and yet it ends in "I see it, mommy." I don't get it at all.
Access granted.
Okay, at this point, it doesn't really matter, I think. I might as well go for the largest inventory. Now there's an elevator nearby, but before I use it, I want to explore the rest. I doubt I will be needing credits at this stage. It seems very much final. Oh, and I guess this was like an entrance or something, because they have various flags here, maybe to welcome the UN delegates.
Access granted.
I guess this leads to the upper vent I saw earlier. And I need to go up anyway.
Pritchard, Panchea's broadcast center is at the base of the station near the bottom of the ocean. Is that right?
But the lockdown caused all the blast doors to seal. You won't be able to go down until you override them manually.
From up in the tower. I got it.
Ah, okay, so I need to get... Because for a second I was confused when he said at the bottom of the ocean. But I guess I have to get to the top to deactivate the security, preventing me from going to the bottom. Access denied, lockdown in progress. Okay, there was an elevator on the other side. I think. Wow, that station is huge. I didn't fully catch the extent of it from down there. This is basically like a city, except it's like a giant hall. And I guess they tore themselves apart, but I still don't understand why. Oh, somebody tried to flee in the vent. Okay, there's someone nearby.
I don't want it. Okay, I hear. Look, we're gonna go around. We're gonna go around the other side. I know. It was just in your head. Stay in control, damn it.
Ah, I guess he's hallucinating as well.
I know it is.
Now I probably can get inside there through the vent, maybe?
The fucking wind.
So I'm interested in seeing how they behave.
I hear it. Look, we're gonna go around. We're gonna go around the other side.
So
I know.
will he attack me in melee or?
Okay, I need a plan. A plan. When we go in, and I'm gonna take him from the outside, and then I'll be able to get him out. Because I don't want it like that. It's okay, I hear it. Look, we're gonna go around. We're gonna go around the other side. I know. Okay, I need a plan. A plan.
I guess they don't react to me at all.
Be quiet! Sneak! I see you, sneaker! Don't be difficult!
Ah, okay.
Get
So
away!
they very much behave like zombies. They even flail their arms at me like a zombie would.
No! You won't get me, you monster! You won't get me! You did this!
Well, even
Get
now.
up!
Okay, I didn't kill him, so that's good. Wait. Trudeau? Was Trudeau... I don't think Trudeau was already the Prime Minister of Canada at the time of this game. Oh, but I guess Trudeau in this game is a woman. But still, that's interesting. Did they foresee? Because I think either Trudeau's father or grandfather was already Prime Minister of Canada in the past. Now, forgive me if that's a mistake. I'm not a Canadian myself, and not even an American, so Canadian politics is, something I not really concern myself with. But I know one of his ancestors once held an important position, but I don't think at the time of creating this game there was a Trudeau at the head of the government in Canada, so it's interesting to me because it almost seems like a foreseen it's going to happen again. Well, let's check this. I read that. And that as well. I'm still confused by this. Yeah, that's quite an impressive structure, although I can't quite get over the fact that this is just a 2D texture. You'd think at the age of creating this game they would be able to afford something better than just a flat image. Because this is like remarkably flat. It's so flat that it's actually kind of funny. Wait. Okay, read that. Read that. Oh. Oh. Okay, Hyron. Well, wait, Hyron or Hydra? Right. But I think I get it now anyway, because it says here, I should just ask the network, but automated messages creep me out. And it says here, it's an automatically generated message from the Panchea installation Hyron core, and it says, "I see it, mommy." So I guess what that means is that the Hyron core is the AI that they made by combining those tortured experimentation victims, by combining their minds with a computer framework and creating a human-computer hybrid AI. And I guess what's happening is that like glimpses of their mental state are getting through sometimes. Oh, I didn't even notice that. Yeah, the promised land awaits, and I see it, mommy. So I like glimpses of terrified humans, taken to the brink of their endurance by the inhuman experiments they've been subject of. They sort of get through the messages sometimes, and that's why the network is creepy to some of the scientists here. Although I would imagine they probably don't know what is the subject. I mean, what is the source of that? That would seriously creep me out if, like, my computer started to send me weirdly personalized, messages of such an ominous nature.
Access granted. Access granted.
Okay. Yes, it's like one of the bell tower soldiers or something. Although maybe that's a model for like a generic security guard. No, it is from bell tower. He even has a badge. I think this design is one of the Hugh Darrow's bodyguards. I think I saw them when he was visiting Sarif. And those are just some workers. Okay, this seems to be a control station of some kind.
I don't think you want to do that, Mr. Jensen. Disengage lockdown, and whatever demons this station contains are likely to come crashing out on us.
Afraid to die, Darrow? Or just unwilling to face what you've done?
Oh, I know what I've done, believe me. I take no pleasure in it.
And yet you still did it.
I did what had to be done. 20 years ago, I gave the world augmentation technology. I thought I was giving it a bright future, but instead I gave it the means to destroy itself. No law, no UN regulation was going to fix that.
People are dying out there. Hundreds of thousands of people driven to the brink of insanity because of you.
I had to convince the world. Before today, people believed we should steal fire from the gods and redesign human nature. But human nature is the only thing we have that gives us a moral compass and the social skills we need to live in peace. Destroy it, and you destroy our very species.
Don't paint yourself a savior in this. What you're doing is insane.
Is it? When this is done, the Illuminati won't be able to control men and women like you as they had planned, from the inside out. No one will be able to use the technology I invented to make others into beings they desire. Something we both know has happened already.
You think you're Frankenstein? Killing his own monster?
Actually, Mr. Jensen, I prefer to think of myself as Daedalus, watching helplessly as his child crashes into the sea.
I'm ending this. Now.
You can't. The signal is being generated from the broadcast center at the base of this facility. Panchea's security system has been programmed to protect it, and will kill you before you even get close.
You designed that system, Darrow. You can tell me how to shut it down.
But I won't. You think what I'm doing is extreme. You simply don't understand. For humanity to survive beyond this century, it must abandon ill-conceived notions about transcendence and embrace change. But for that to happen, the hard lesson must be learned. Blood must be shed.
Okay, to be honest, I kind of hated this whole reveal of his true intentions or whatever. I think he's babbling, and his goals and his methods are insane. I don't think it makes sense at all. And to be honest, I would have probably just preferred even another story about wanting to control the world or whatever.
More to say, Mr. Jensen?
Because this is just nonsensical. But I don't want to stay in the conversation for too long because he might, be angry or something. He seems to remind me from time to time that I should say something. So I will elaborate upon why I think he's wrong and insane. And once I deal with him, now apparently maybe destabilize if his arguments are proven wrong. So no.
Am I finally getting through to you?
I didn't want to use that. I want to... Yeah, I guess this is the most logical approach, because this is just going to get him angry. It's an appeal to his morality, and obviously he doesn't share the same view of it as I do. So I'm going to choose this.
You think humanity needs to be punished? Is that it? Pain is the only thing people understand? By the time this is over, there will be no humanity left to embrace your change. The stress and horror you forced us to live through will have ripped it out of us.
I knew there would be casualties, but I thought, over time, surely the human spirit can recover. You, of all people, should be able to understand this. In your former career, were you not sometimes called upon to kill in the line of duty? To carry that grim responsibility in order to save others? You must realize this is no different. Only the scale has changed. Because the threat we face as a species is so extreme.
This is insane and stupid, and I don't like it at all. But as I said, I'm going to elaborate upon that a little bit later. I think it might be a little bit too simplistic to just choose the same option over and over again,
Nothing more to say, Mr. Jensen?
But it seems to be the most sensible to me. You know, this is just moral grandstanding, which I don't think he would respond well to. It says here, maybe destabilize if his arguments are proven wrong. So it seems he's more about, you know, logical approach. However illogical his plan is, so I'm not sure.
Am I finally getting through to you?
Okay, I'm kind of annoyed at this mechanic of them interrupting me from time to time.
Maybe you're right. Maybe you're wrong. None of it matters, because this is what will happen now. After today, whatever you say will be dismissed as the ravings of a mass murderer. You were one of the greatest minds of our time, and tomorrow you'll be nothing but a killer.
I have shown the world the worst of itself, Mr. Jensen. As long as people understand that, what they say of me doesn't matter. Look at everything that has happened since this technology developed. Search your heart. You know as well as I do that humanity is on a downward spiral, torn apart from within because people like you can't resist the temptation to play God with your own evolution. Can't you see why we must take the temptation away?
I'm kind of afraid if I use the pheromones and botch it, it'll break the conversation. And to be honest, I was so annoyed with how
Nothing
horrible
more to say, Mr.
this
Jensen?
reveal is in terms of being interesting, or in other words, how uninteresting and stupid it is, that I wasn't really paying attention to this, so I'm not sure which personality type is his main one. I guess he kind of criticizes, he criticizes the fact that we are moving away from quote-unquote human nature and appeals to it, so I guess maybe using this
Am I finally getting through to you?
is not a bad idea, because it seems to try to remind him that Jensen is indeed still human, even with all of his argumentations.
People like me? I'm no different than you, Darrow. I'm still a human being, just like all the men and women you're driving insane out there. Step back for just one moment and see it through our eyes. You've convinced yourself you're saving the world, but you're just lashing out in spite.
I don't give a damn how you see it. That is to say, I can't afford to. You and I, we're two sides of the same coin. I could have been you if it weren't for this damned blood in my veins. But I was cheated by my own DNA, cursed to become a cripple. And I am not the only one. As long as this technology exists, mankind will continue to divide. Help me make us all equal again.
I can't really get over how stupid this is, how illogical his argumentation is, and how stupid this whole plan is, and how nothing makes sense. He's just insane. For reasons, again, I will elaborate over after this conversation is over.
Nothing more to say, Mr. Jensen?
You can't have the future, so no one can, is that it? Open your eyes, Darrow. Look at what your obsession is doing to the world. When all of this is over, nothing will be left but anarchy and fear, smoldering in the ashes of burning cities. How can anything be rebuilt from that?
Destruction is a necessary first step. Without destruction, there can be no reconstruction, no breaking free of the horrible road we have set ourselves on. If you cannot see that, then there's no use discussing this any further.
Okay.
Kill me if you wish, but I won't give you the security shutdown codes. I regret nothing I have done. The technology I created must be destroyed, and this is the only way I know to assure it. Go down there, Mr. Jensen. Go down to the core and see with your own eyes the horrors your precious future creates. I've made my choices. Now you must make yours.
Well, I guess I failed
Put
that.
that away. Go! See for yourself the future this technology offers. I wonder if it will give you nightmares, as it has me.
Okay, I am going to knock him down, just to see if maybe he has the codes on a pocket secretary or something. Nope, I guess that would be too easy. Yeah, but I kind of hate it all. Like, his whole plan is insane. And it all goes back to this whole debate about argumentation itself, and to like the talking points of Taggart, because actually they are quite similar in the end, it seems. He's all about, you know, the human nature and the natural something of humanity, and how we shouldn't change that. And it's all like, it's so stupid, especially because it seems he's disabled, like probably from birth, because he said, I'm cursed with this blood in my veins, it has made me into a cripple or something. So especially as a disabled person, I can't wrap my head around how can he justify destroying all of those tools that would allow people like himself, you know, people with health problems, people with disabilities, to overcome their difficulties and to lead normal lives. How can he discard all that for some kind of vague metaphysical bullshit about how human nature is sacred and whatever, and how we shouldn't play God and blah blah blah, the same tired talking points that have been repeated in this game over and over again, and they don't make sense at all, because, as I said, if we were to go all the way with this logic, we would have to discard things like pacemakers, I don't know, actual like prosthetics, I don't know, probably even like technically speaking, even things like peg legs, or I don't know, having a hook for a hand, it's unnatural. So cars, internet, telephones, it's all unnatural. It's all not part of like the animal kingdom. It's a product of mankind's technological prowess. So where do you draw the line? And if you draw it, then why at this point in particular? Like, it's just so stupid to say that the world would be better without those augmentations, and how destroying it all would somehow level the playing field. And it's doubly stupid coming from a disabled person, because if anything, he should know how it is to live with various problems, you know, with the fact that some things that other people can do with ease, you cannot do at all. How is destroying augmentations going to change that? If anything, it's going to revert all the progress that was made. All those people who can walk, who can, you know, use tools, who can work, who can live by themselves, thanks to advanced prosthetics, they would just be back to laying in bed their whole lives and waiting for death. Like, it's just so stupid. And like, even if you agreed that for some reason, one reason or another, you should scrap the whole augmentation thing, that it was a mistake, then the way he chose to do it is so monumentally monstrous, insane, and illogical that it actually angers me that this game made something like this into a final reveal, because he basically killed hundreds of thousands of people, and actually he made them go insane and then die in horrible pain and kill a bunch of others in their rage because they are hallucinating and all that. And he thinks this is good. He thinks this is wiping the slate clean. But if anything, this is probably the greatest catastrophe in the, well, maybe not the greatest, but one of the greatest in the history of mankind. So all he's done was kill a bunch of people, and all because he has those weird ideas, and I'm not even sure why he changed his mind, because after all, he was one of the pioneers of this whole technology, and now suddenly he's like, nope, it was a mistake, scratch it. Even if you think that, and I don't agree with that, but even if you think that, the way he chose to do it is probably one of the worst ways you could do it. Because actually, the whole UN route, with regulations and all that, it actually could lead somewhere. Now, obviously, in the world such as this, there is a huge danger of the Illuminati control, but just because there is a possibility of the Illuminati or some other people abusing the technology doesn't mean we should abolish it altogether and disregard all of the benefit it brings, because that's just insane. You could apply that to everything. People use cars to run over each other all the time, and sometimes even on purpose, in terrorist attacks and all that. Should we ban cars? Or the internet? People harass each other over the internet all the time. Should we just destroy the internet because some people use it for evil? That's insane, and that doesn't make sense at all, and it's a huge waste of potential. Obviously, we should oppose the Illuminati, and the thing that makes it even less sensible to me is that he knew exactly what the Illuminati plan was, because he was working with them for a huge part of it. So if he knew what it was, then he could have easily thwarted it a different way, just by introducing a backdoor into the microchip to thwart the Illuminati signal with the commands, or produce his own, and or simply just tell the people about that. He obviously most of them wouldn't believe about the Illuminati, and I guess he probably wouldn't like to divulge that because he was involved in that as well. But just tell them about the glitch. There are so many ways how he could confront them without resorting to what he just did, and I can't get over how stupid this is. As far as quote unquote final bosses go and their philosophy and whatever, this is just, I can't really engage with this idea because it's so nonsensical that basically I can't really discuss it because it just doesn't make sense. It's nonsense. It's insane rambling and bullshit about vague ideas of naturalism and whatever. But if you were to actually look deep into it and actually apply it consistently, then we would all be back in cages, basically. I mean, not in cages, in caves, and in the forest eating berries or whatever. It's stupid, and I don't like it at all. I'm mightily disappointed actually by this game's, well, I guess it's still not the ending, probably what he was talking about is me getting in the basement and seeing the Hyron Project, which is this AI created from the various mutilated people joined together in this weird amalgamation of man and machine. But even that, like, what's that supposed to prove? That just because some people, and incidentally he himself also took part in developing that, but just because some people used the technology for evil doesn't mean that the technology itself is evil. It's the people that are the problem, and we should educate them. We should warn people about the dangers of it and all that. But that isn't a reason to scrap it altogether. And even if it was, like trying to like fix an atrocity by committing another atrocity is a crazy concept that doesn't make sense. He wanted to, quote-unquote, save mankind from, not even from any actual current problems, but from like future hypothetical problems that could arise from this technology at a later date by committing mass murder today. So that just doesn't compute. You can't really reason with that. I'm like, if any of you actually understand his points, and if any of you agree with him, then please let me know in the comments, because I'm very much interested in seeing, like, how would this make sense to any rational human being. I'm more than a little bit angry, actually, at how this game developed, because it's just so stupid. But I guess this episode has been long enough, although not much has happened, but I'm not quite sure how long until the end. I would imagine at least more than half an hour, so that would make this episode a little bit too long. And then I also want to contain my final summary and final thoughts on the game in it. So I think I'm going to end it here. And that's all for this one. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.